Hey everyone, finally Transformers has come back to this Transformers channel, or at least what I had started out as. Of course, it devolved into like following me with my hobbies. And yeah, if there's still Transformers that come out early enough that I find it worthwhile to do a video, I'll definitely do it. Just that it's been, very slim pickings at my stores. However, Prime is out, so it's fun. In the States and Canada, they came out around the same time the past week or so, and I found mine the other day, so I said, I'll just do a review, we'll have fun with it. So here we go, Prime, and this is, yes, one of the 13 Primes, and I will be collecting them all. That's what I'd like to, they're a fun concept, and they have cool designs. So hey, that's what it's all about. Yeah, sorry, there you go. So I think this is a very decent toy. However, I do have there's some awkward stuff going on, and you may have seen some already as I was placing it back together. I'll first show you for the size. So he is Voyager class, and you know what? Yep, this is Classics Optimus Prime. At least it's the mold. This is a later version, but it's the same mold that we've had since 2006. So this is almost a 20-year-old mold. So Voyager's 20 years ago. Yeah, this is the size. So good. It's clearly a Voyager. That's a good thing. Put them to the side. Now, Prima here has a lot more gimmicks than I thought he would have. So we'll go with the sword first. So the weapon. The weapon comes in 3 bits. As you see, I just pulled them off. There's this hilt piece. There's the matrix piece, which does come off. And there's a blade. Now, yeah, as you see, you put them together. And if you're not using it there at the time, you can put it on his back here. Right. Of course, has 5mm ports all over the place, like here and here. You can attach it wherever you want. Have fun with it. Now, I'm taking it out because the matrix can fit inside him too. It is very tight. There you go, perfect. This part is also very tight. This part's super tight. I'm gonna see if I can open it. Okay, perfect. All right, and yeah, see, this is inside. This is his chest cavity. And yeah, nice details, nice molded details. And now we put the matrix in. And there you go. Just Prime with the matrix. Now, people had issues with the head sculpt and the head chosen. Honestly, I don't mind. I think it's fine. I have no issues. My main issue with this toy is the shoulders. The shoulders are like some other level of awkward. It's kind of nuts. So, for example, what I was doing before, raising him with the sword. So you go like this, and yeah, you saw that it lifted up. That's fine. Then when you put it back down, it goes back to this, because the shoulder this is how it's done. And it's very odd. It's odd. Even when it comes to like the alt mode, you'll see I don't see much reason for this. It's awkward. It becomes awkward. And you can do it like that, and yeah, it's back to this. So that the shoulders I do find quite awkward. This part's a bit awkward too. So you would think that this is part of the piece here, but it's not. It's actually part of his abdomen instead of his pelvis. And then when you raise him, that's the way to have the waist swivel. But at least he has a waist swivel. I mean, some toys don't have that. Also, he does have wrist swivel and the hands open. So these are this is extra articulation that you'd be surprised even in Thrilling 30, which I realize now was 10 years ago, they didn't actually even have wrist swivels at Voyager class. I'm thinking about Roadbuster, for example, right? And we also have the ankle pivot, which has become standard, but even then, like some studio series don't have ankle pivot. All right, so that's that for the main articulation bits. The rest is obviously very standard. Let's see, so this is him front. Now from the back, I gotta say, it's a very nice, but very neat backpack. Well, that's good. So there you go. We're getting into transforming because a lot of the extra gimmicks, we've seen a few like with the chest cavity. There's a few more in terms of the alt mode. Also, transformation is kind of tricky because there's lots of odd angles coming from all over the place. But in the end, it works out. So we'll get to it. First thing to do is just to show you an example of how awkward it can be. The first step is to undo the forearms, like so, and then you take the fists and you fold them in. However, there's not actual, like, there's not a cavity big enough for the fist to go in. It just goes like so. So it's awkward. Like I said, if I could summarize this character in one way, it's awkward. Even though I do like it, ultimately do like it. Lots of awkward bits, like the shoulders, and like just that kind of transformation. But I feel uneasy just leaving them like this. It doesn't look good. It'll all work out in the end, but it just looks off at this point. Then you're gonna rotate the bicep swivel, like so, on both sides. All right, and then you're going to undo this part here, the back. And yeah, this whole back comes off. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna rotate this part, not the waist I was showing you before, but the abdomen. There's actually another place to rotate. So you can flip out, sorry about that. You can flip out the wheels, like so, and bring the head down. Now I was wondering, to not have it from, you'll always have visible head, but to not see the face when it's like lying down, if you could turn around, but no, I don't know if you could see it here, but it's, not that it's flush, but it's more flush this way because the back does have an angle like so. You can see it. While in the front, you've got the chin and the front of the helmet in the way. So it ends up protruding outward and then actually creates friction to the floor. So this is the only way to do it. All right, now back to the back. Stupid. This part here, there is, you see a tab here. There is a hole, if you could see it. Inside, it has to just fit, and it will fit flush. You can even hear it. Well, I guess it doesn't want to stay popped in. But yeah, that's essentially what you're supposed to do. And then with this part, you bring it down, and there's another hole here and a tab there. And the idea is that you fit it in. On both sides. Now the instructions make it look like there's like a clicking almost, but there isn't. The friction's not bad. It looks loose, but it actually fits pretty well. All right, so here we're inside, and then we're gonna bring this part. You'll see there's these tabs. They don't necessarily lock in, but they will go inside here. There, like so. This came undone. Oh, and it didn't even go in. There you go, like this. Okay, we're good. So now you see that the chest piece is inside. And then we fold the front of the truck down. There's also tabs here, but honestly, they don't fit well for me at all. They always pop off, which is too bad. Like I said, a bit awkward, the connection. Okay. And yes, that's how the truck looks like. There is that kind of gap there that's created, which I think it was intentional. And it's too bad because you do see that gap here, but that's part of it. This also came undone. There you go, it's better. Now the last bit is the legs. Legs are by far the easiest part of this. All right, so for the legs, what we do is we take out these wheels. So I'll show here, they were inside, take them out, and they do straighten out like so. You don't have to make sure they're perfect yet because that will happen at the very end, but just straighten them out. And it is very tight in the very first time you'll have it, but don't worry, they're supposed to end up like this and it won't break. And now we take the feet and flip them inside. I mean, there is a tab, but it'll happen automatically. You don't have to aim for anything. And then yes, two tabs here, two holes there, and they go in. And that one, yes, you definitely do hear a click. And the last thing is just fold the feet here, fold it onto this part. Yes, and that ended the tabs, but that's okay. There you go, see, they're back in. There is another tab here to watch out for, and it's this one. I don't know if you see it. Sorry about that. Right there. That tab goes into the hole. There. Oh. There's nothing blocking it. Let's see here. Okay, that worked. We have like a few tabs at the same time. You've got this one here, and you've also got the one we had done earlier. This just has to be a bit more at the bottom. And there you go, it fit. All right. And the last thing is to position this properly, tab, hole, and it fits inside pretty easily. And that's it. But like I said, with all the angles, it's not obvious that you have it perfect. Like there's no continuous line between this part of the forearm and the legs. Maybe you'll have the gray, but even then the gray isn't perfect. But the idea is that's supposed to have a continuous gray line going throughout. And it's not the best. It's not what it looks like, especially with this part overlapping slightly. And that's the vehicle mode for Prima Prime. Now, as I was saying, there's lots of extra things you can do in this mold. Oh, great, see this one unclipped. There you go, better. Now, well, first we'll see if it rolls. Does it roll? Rolls okay. And yeah, it's kind of chubby. I'm looking through the camera. It doesn't look as chubby for some reason. I guess the camera adds 10 pounds or whatever they say. But yeah, it looks kind of cute and chunky through my phone camera here right now. Now, there's lots of extra things you can do in this mode. It does have a hover mode, which I didn't realize until I just read the instructions. The hover mode is very simple. You take these wheels and you bring them like so. And these are just flipped out. And that's the hover mode, which I don't think is great, but that's the hover mode. All right, let's put them back. Now, other things you can do. We're gonna take this weapon, plug it in, and this can fit in the front. However, I don't find the connection that secure. I really don't, and I don't think it looks good. If I'm gonna store the weapon in alt mode, I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit. It would just be here. To me, that's the best thing to do. Just personal. Do it like that. There's extra weapon storage, which I do find pretty fun. Take the blade part. Actually, apparently I don't know if it makes a difference, but we'll see. And you fit it inside here. I'm trying to see. I'll make it so that it doesn't fall off. Yeah. Maybe I did say doesn't make it very tight, but this should. Oh, I don't know, it's there. There's a hole there. It should. Okay, I just had to press in a little bit deeper. Giggity. But that's how it looks like. I don't think it looks good, because this to me is protruding far too much that way. Looks kind of odd, but hey, if you want to do it, you can. And then this part here, the hilt, can fit. I'll show it to you. There is this hole that doesn't actually serve any purpose. Well, here it does. You can fit that here. And then you have extra weapon storage. But like I said, honestly, why do that when you can just, I don't know, stick it to the side? I think that's much cleaner. So that's it. That's Prime. I think it's a decent toy. It's fun to finally have this character, to have this look, and to have such an original design in both modes. So for that, I'm very grateful, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. However, it is also an awkward Transformers toy for all the reasons I've shown you. But that's it. And on this note, I wish you all an awesome day, guys, okay? Bye.